Recently, there has been a new approach for many people to try to predict what's happening. And we have a number of different indicators of what the future is going to be. Number one is going to be the absolute meteoric popularity of one Donald Trump. People love Trump. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to tell you this. They don't want you to think it's true, but it's absolutely true. Donald Trump still in pockets and in significant portions of the electorate still maintains a level of popularity the likes of which you cannot believe. And whether anybody wants to understand this or not, it's a different story. Put this over here. Next, you have the obvious movement of Joe Biden out of this. To me is a non-story. How anybody even doubts for a moment that this is even popular or possible is beyond me. But nonetheless, I provide to you the following. I provide to you the idea and this notion that, and it's important that you grasp this, that there is an obvious movement, and we can justify, we can kind of guess, and I don't really think that is important, but he is out. I have been telling you for the longest time that the people that run the show, the shadow government, the invisible government, the people that are behind the scenes, domestically, globally, internationally, are not going to let Donald Trump near the White House. Do you understand this? He is not going to be allowed. They will do it a variety of ways. Shall I describe this to you? And you have to understand this. You cannot sit back and think that because you feel this incredible connection and that logic would dictate and logic would ensure that he be elected. This means nothing. Let me say this again. This means nothing. Nothing. What you think, what you like, what I like, our version of truth, our version of veracity, our version of verity, our version of reality, all of that means nothing. Next, and this is the part that is the most interesting, and you'll see people say this, especially friends of mine in California. Gavin Newsom is not known to the people of the world. Gavin Newsom is not known to people of the world. Gavin Newsom is, to many people, handsome, young, Hollywood, whatever. We live in a world, listen to me and listen to me carefully. We live in a world where people were debating whether Ron DeSantis has lifts inside his cowboy boots. And you don't think that plastic exterior references to looks and height and weight and youth are important in our TikTok world? What, are you kidding me? So sit back. Plus, we're going to talk about Melee, our friend Javier, and what this means and how they're going to try to destroy him, at least via the press. And what does it mean that Elon Musk goes thermonuclear? Dear friends, welcome to this, the Monday version, the Monday morning version on this, the 20th day of November in the year 2023, Common Era. Please subscribe, like, get ready, sit back. But first, take note of our sponsors, admonition and warning and advice. Dark clouds are gathering as markets shudder. Stocks are sinking, currency stumbling, fear and uncertainty reign. The Middle East, Ukraine, Taiwan, the debt, it's endless. Yet one asset stands firm: gold. In crisis after crisis, gold is there in the background. Its enduring value guards against loss, like a missile shield against incoming. While paper wealth burns, gold persists. Shield your savings against looming threats, war, recession, contagion, and avoid the frenzied panic of the unprepared. Take control in the chaos. Fortune favors decisive action. Get hold of gold now before it's out of reach. And right now, Noble Gold Investments offers a free 5-ounce America the Beautiful coin with every new IRA. Claim your free coin today to secure your financial future. As this new storm gathers, panic looms. And some of the places you were thinking of for your money, well, they don't look so clever anymore. Secure your future against disaster now. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and claim your free bullion coin today. Go to LionelNationGold.com. That's LionelNationGold.com. LionelNationGold.com, the only gold company I trust. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. My friends, as of today, it is 350 days until the election of 2024. And you can hear people suggest that it's the most important election ever. I don't know. I'll let other people tell you this. But understand, especially if you've just joined us for the first time, and if you are from another country, or if you're a young person or an older person, and maybe you're kind of weighing into this, because we always want to welcome new people, new meat, so to speak. And what I love to do is I wish I could provide a boot camp. I wish I could take individuals who are new to this world, new to this iteration, new to this experience, and tell them kind of what to look for. Today's topic is the world is run by psychotic zealots who crave mass murder, which I kind of like. In a very unique and perhaps maybe strange way. And I think there's something to be said for that, because I don't even know where to start, but I will do the best I can. First, let me explain something about American politics. And this is the most important, and this is what I ask you to listen to as well. Okay? Number one, most people, as you know, do not vote. Most people do not vote, and most people do not care, and most people are not in any way even remotely interested in what's going on in the world. Most people are too busy. And I don't mean to say this, but I want you to understand this, especially if you were attending this. Think of this as TED Talks for rational people. We have a group of people in our world. Let me see if I can explain to you. As you know, there's a Gaussian curve, and there's a bell curve, and there's the middle of the line. But let me tell you the average American. The average American is someone who is not a good person. I think basically good and decent, but not somebody you would want to put in charge of anything. Completely detached, completely disassociated from anything, unworldly, not critical, certainly not in any way a proponent of critical thinking. By the way, what is critical thinking? If you listen to me, you'll hear me say this on a regular basis. Let me stop, and now is as good a time as any to explain this to you. What does critical thinking mean? In law school, which is the best way to learn how to think logically, believe me when I tell you this, one of the issues is, what's the issue? I cannot tell you how many times I talk to people, and what they are talking about has nothing really to do with anything that's even remotely, relative or relevant to that which we're talking about. To me, the issue, what are we talking? What's the issue? What's the real issue? And in law school, we used to have this thing, and still do to an extent for bar exams, is the IRAC rule, IRAC. And it's an acronym. By the way, remember, an acronym is a word that is based upon the letters of an abbreviation or an initialism. Radar, scuba, sonar, whatever. That's an acronym. Initialism, abbreviations, ATM, FBI. It's not an acronym. I heard this woman the other day describing, she was a pediatric trauma nurse in Gaza. It's very interesting, because she kept saying there's an acronym, NSFW. No, that's an abbreviation. That's an initialism. What does it matter? It's the truth. At Lionel Nation, we care about precision. Get it right. There is no fact, no reality that is too specific, too priggish for you not to get right, not to pay attention to. It's that simple. That's the way we work. Okay, so IRAC, issue, rule, analysis, conclusion. Give you an example. Will Elon Musk be successful in his thermonuclear lawsuits against Media Matters and others? Okay. Issue IRAC. Issue. What is the issue? The issue is many. We could spend more time before we even get to the rule asking what is the issue? The issue is what would be his cause of action? What is he suing them for? Number two, what did Media Matters, let's stick with them, say, and we all dislike them and we hate them, and okay, fine. But what is it that they did that was incorrect? Was it libel? Was it defamation? Was it some kind of what did they do that was wrong? Well, they suggested that Elon Musk is a Nazi or whatever it is. I don't even know what it is. The issue is that actionable? Many times there are things that we do that where it's not actionable. What you did was not actionable. It was not worth it. It was not worth it. It was not necessarily a part of an answer that, how do I say this? It was not, it's opinion, it's First Amendment, it's false light. I don't know. Okay, that's issue. So the first issue is the I part of Iraq. The issue is what are the issues and what did they do? Number two, what is the rule? The rule is interesting. Libel will not stand if it is based on opinion, if that's where he's going. What false light, whatever the rule is, whatever the statutes are, whatever the case holdings are, whatever it is. An even easier one might be if you look at whether something is an incitement. Okay. This is one thing I always tell you. Please spend the time and go to Brandenburg against Ohio. This is Brandenburg against Ohio. This is 1999, I believe. 69, excuse me. By the way, what's the square root of 69? 8 something. All right. Brandenburg against Ohio. It works like this. You have to ask the question, is something, could it be considered to be inciting and the like? And speech cannot be prohibited if it is directed, speech can be prohibited if it is directed at inciting or producing imminent lawless action. Number two, it is likely to produce such action. And that's it. Those are two. Speech can be prohibited if it is directed or incited imminent action, and it was likely to do that. Okay. You can prohibit speech if it incites or directed to incite, and if it's likely to incite. Boom. 3, IRAC, analysis. Analyze the two. Analyze these two. What does that mean? And number 3, the C, conclusion. What is the conclusion? IRAC. That's what you think. Not react. Well, I think I like Elon Musk. I like Elon Musk. No. What is he claiming? What is the issue here? Will Trump win the 2024 election? No. Why? Issue, rule, analysis. The issue, we can change the rule a little bit. The issue is, will he be subverted? Will he be kept off the ballot? Will his legal problems, apparently it's not keeping him off the ballot because they thought for sure that would work because most people who are indicted fail. But my friends, listen to me very carefully. You must remove yourself from the calculus. We know what you like. What you like does not mean anything. What you like in no way guarantees that this will happen. What I like doesn't matter. What I care for doesn't matter. What I like is not necessarily popular. It's not necessarily profitable. I would, if I opened up a restaurant, I wouldn't open up a vegan or a plant-based restaurant. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You know one of the reasons why, by the way, a friend of mine told me, you make so much more money when you sell steak, lobster, you can price it. You can say, well, this is great, this is prime, this is Wagyu, this is lobster tails, this is sea bass, this is branzino, blah, blah, blah. But when you've got a carrot, it's a carrot. Your money's in the preparation. Where is the money? You don't. Mushrooms. Okay, what are you going to do? What, are they different? So I wouldn't do it, even though I tend to be plant-based. I am plant-based. I wouldn't open up a restaurant. So what I like does not necessarily mean something that I want to proceed with. Okay, so you've got to understand this story. You must divorce yourself from what you like. Somebody said Chip Roy for president. Is that just, are you serious? There's no chance of that, but okay. What does it mean to be president? Do you know about history? Do you think that matters? Absolutely. Absolutely. Remember, another rule about Americans, people don't really understand anything. Take, for example, Jimmy Carter. Please. You are told, if you're in this country, that he was a terrible president. You are told that he was ineffective. You are told that he is terrible. You are told that he's awful. You are told that he's bad. You are told a lot of things about Jimmy Carter. You're just told this. He was effete. He was imprisoned. He was nothing. You know what I mean? That's what well, why is that? Why? The hostages. That's it, really? Isn't that a military problem? Is that a Jimmy Carter problem? Or I don't know. But you're told that. And you will repeat what you are told. You are part of the scrum. You repeat things. And when you are friends, when you watch Fox News or when you watch CNN or when you watch whatever it is, you are going to repeat things. And nothing is seen as closely as you are seeing with Israel, Gaza, Hamas. But before we get to this, Javier Milei, watch them absolutely pillory this guy. He kind of cut that James Trafficant hairstyle. They're going to refer to him as being into tantric sex and threesomes, and he's into frottage and undonism. I'm just throwing this out. They have to destroy him. Let me ask you a question. Why do you think they want to destroy him? Why? Why do you think they hate him so much? Why? Now I turn it to you. Now I turn to our group who are writing away. Why do you think? Aren't the SCOTUS supposed to be the objective moral arbiters? No. Moral arbiters? No. Good question. Completely out. You've never had a civics class, apparently, or understand even remotely what the Supreme Court is. What does the Supreme Court do? Moral arbiters? No. Chip Roy, he hits on all points. Chip Roy's not going to be president. He's not going to be. That's nice. A lot of people hits on all points. Do you know what being a president is? Hits on all points. How's he going to do sitting across from Xi Jinping? If ever you want to see something, how we chase somebody off, listen to Richard Nixon in his later years, and you will wonder, my God, we didn't want him? We got rid of him? He was a foreign policy genius. A foreign policy genius. So, he is a threat to them. Why is he a threat to them? Angelica said, why is he a threat to them? Now, let me ask some questions. Why? Class, over here, focus. Why is Milei a threat to them? And let's consider them to be shadow government globalists, bad guys, or whatever. Why is he a threat? Let's see what you have to say. Come on, come forward, speak, answer my question. Let's do this. Let's have a class. Let's have a give and take. Come on, friends, you can do it. Why is he? Angela's onto something. Why is he a threat? He is too far right. Is he right? What is he saying that is right? Get rid of socialism. Okay, sort of. Socialism, again, is a term which could be loose cannon. Okay, a lot of loose cannons out there. Okay. Focus on this. Focus. Let me try this. Bring the class back. What is his, what does an Argentinian president have to do with us? He's got crazy hair and he says something. He's in a chainsaw and what? He's got something on them. Okay. I like that's kind of conspiratorial, so to speak. Nothing wrong with being conspiratorial. But what does it matter? Why is he right wing? Why is he extremist? Why? Very simple. Let me give you an example. Do you have a dog? Do you have a dog or a pet or anything? Do you? Yes. Now, when it's time, years ago, I had a cat that was the most incredible thing in the world. Whenever you wanted to get the cat to do something, it was in the days when you had you pull they would have a pull top, we still do, of the cat food. And every time you heard the noise, that cat would come out of nowhere. Say, "Oh, time to eat." Just heard that noise. When you wanted to get the cat, tap the can, and this became it. Just now, am I training the cat? No. Cat's training me, probably, but it's a combination of pairing of behaviors. I saw something one time that nobody ever believed, but it's true. When it was time to eat, I did this one time. Took two fingers and did this. I don't know why I did this. I don't know what the hell I was doing. I don't know. I don't know what this meant. I just did it. Cat rolled over like a dog. Rolled over. I didn't. How did it? I don't know. It just did it. Went like this. It rolled over. People couldn't believe it. It also would fetch, little Klondike bars, little Klondike, those silver foil, you throw it, and this thing would go after it, go behind cushions, bring it back, drop it, used to catch it in midair. This thing was, okay, why does it do that? I don't know why it does it. Did I train it? I don't know. Did it train me? I don't know. It just does it. It's a pairing of behaviors. It's Skinnerian to an extent. Classical conditioning, not, but probably Skinnerian, operant conditioning, reward, some kind. Okay. I want you to think of the news media as a bunch of little cats like that, of starlings, murmurations, groups, schools of fish. I want you to think of these people working in newsrooms, people who are pulled in. They tend to be of a certain type. One friend maybe invites another friend to join them. Maybe there's the newsroom. Maybe there's a collective. Maybe they go out for drinks. Maybe they do all this stuff. And you see there's a certain mindset that is rewarded. And during the course of this, they read the same stories. They read the same items. They bounce off each other. And they reward each other for saying the right things. And they say, Millet is a right winger, or he's crazy, or he's this, or he's that, or whatever it is. Bernie Sanders isn't crazy. Bernie Sanders is maybe eccentric, but Millet is crazy. He's crazy. He's right wing. What does right wing mean? We don't know what that means. I asked this last night. Do you think Mao was a right winger? You think a radical communist was a right winger? What does that word even mean? Don't know what that means, but it does. But they say this. And in the newsroom, when they say this, there are no newsrooms. They are rewarded. They are rewarded. And if you say this, you are rewarded. There's no memo that says we believe this. It's simple. If you want to hire people for Fox News, you don't have to tell people we tend to be right, center right, whatever it is. We tend to be more conservative. They don't do that. They just come there. You don't have to give a memo. There's no memo. By the way, Fox News, I believe, is a plaintiff's wonderland. There have been probably more lawsuits filed there for everything from sexism to anti-Semitism to hostile work environment to overt sexual event. It's the weirdest anyway. So that's why they do it. It's simple. It takes very, very, very little for people to. If I put together a group of people with a quote newsroom with you, I don't have to tell you what to say. You're going to say this. And when I pick one particular, somebody says, Chip Roy will be a great president. No, I don't think so. Well, guess what? Nobody's going to pick that Chip Roy subject again because I've just dissuaded you. I didn't tell you not to say it. I don't have to tell you to say it. I just tell you. But somebody says, I think that maybe Millet might pose a threat to the New World Order, to this. Ooh, that's good. What was that? Oh, I didn't tell anybody to do it. They're going to go in that direction. Not to mention, you got to understand something. We live in a world of very mean and nasty children. We live in a world where we celebrate. We love stories of violence on the street. We love rap stars shooting managers. We love crazy drunken Karens on air flights. We love people losing their minds and stealing things. We love anything that shows civil unrest, civil disobedience, civil disruption of order. The media, we love this. It's who we are. It's the new, I don't know what you want to call it. So you have nasty people who were encouraged to be nasty, and they are part of the newsroom. Again, there is no newsroom. Let me just tell you something. You got this? Okay, good. Now, let's move to a different topic. I'm going to get some sound effect where I have a different topic. In fact, maybe I've got some sound effects. I wonder about this. Do I have any sound effects? Does this make any sense? Welcome. And now, the next topic. AI. Okay, if you want to completely kill the mood, talk about AI. I've never seen anything like it. AI. Believe me when I tell you this is a waste of time. The most important and critical existential threat to society, and nobody understands it. Nobody gets it. Nobody understands. Nobody. One of the biggest. It's the biggest story ever. First post, first post, I think it was. Yes, they did a wonderful piece on how during the Argentine race they used AI. Now, they used AI graphics. That's, again, they didn't really get it. AI graphics, that's not what we're talking about. Nobody really grasps that thing. So it's one of the, and now with the head of OpenAI, he left and he moved and he's gone, and now he's moving to Microsoft. Nobody really knows what to make out of that, but believe me when I tell you something. Artificial intelligence, artificial general, AGI. This is man-made stuff. This gets to be serious. How about some more creepy interstitial news? Listen to this one. Ready for this? I don't know what that is. Okay. That's horrible. I don't even know what the hell that is. It sounds like it's like musical flatus. All right. Next. I love little baby ducks. I think our good friend Tom T. Hall said it best. I love Elon Musk. Creepy, weird, mysterious, rock star. He's everywhere. Absolutely everywhere there is. And he represents so much. He is the first time we have ever had our Bill Gates. Have you noticed that? And I use that term very, very loosely. He's our Bill Gates. What does that mean? What does that mean? He's our Bill Gates. What does he stand for? Well, let me tell you specifically what he stands for and why he's important. Before I do this, let me remind you, which is very, very critical, remind you that you are too, and I mean this very, very sincerely, you are to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and the like. And also right now, listen to our great and our special friends from My Pillow. Let me tell you about my great friends at mypillow.com. Mypillow.com. And by the way, use promo code Lionel. Use promo code Lionel and receive a free gift. No purchase necessary. And yes, I realize that gifts are free. It's a tautology. Get over it. Sue me. So what are we talking about? How about Giza Dream bed sheets? My Pillow 2.0 sheets, slippers, percales, towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, name it. Items to luxuriate and relax. And don't forget, Christmas is just around the corner. And yes, it makes a great stocking stuffer, and it's fine for dad or grad. Made by the greatest company from the greatest people in the greatest country. Or call 800-645-4965 if you're OG, and see how quickly Mike Lindell answers the phone. 800-645-4965. But don't forget, only use promo code Lionel. That's mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. Mypillow.com. Promo code Lionel. I mentioned the fact that our friend Elon Musk is indeed a I think the I don't know, Bill Gates for the rest of the world. Let's try this interstitial creepy music piece, shall we? Welcome. Table for two. All right, don't know what that is. Not even sure what that even promotes or connotes, but I just saw it for the first time. So what the hell? I threw it in. He represents something which is so interesting because there are folks out there who want more than anything else to limit and control free speech. And there are also advocates of it that want it to happen. And how that works, I will never, ever, ever know. It's the most incredible thing in the world. The most incredible thing in the world. And how it works is very simply this. Again, it's the Karen mentality, the people who are losing their minds on airplanes, the people who are going crazy. They love to hear your particular speech limited. Now, listen to me very carefully, and let me tell you the way I view things. Number one, there is not one subject that I can think of, not one subject that I think should be banned from the public. Nothing, not a subject matter, not a anything, nothing. Let me give you an example. This really made people angry years ago, but I will tell you my position on this. Years ago, there was an organization called NAMBLA. I don't even know if it is in existence. I don't even know if it's real. I always thought it was made by talk radio hosts who always have a subject when you didn't know what to talk about. And NAMBLA is this North American Man-Boy Love Association, which purportedly deals with the, I guess, deals with the idea of trying to reconfigure, revamp, rewrite, reconstruct, I guess, laws regarding consensual sexual activity between older men and younger boys, I think. It's just disgusting, right? But it was an organization that advocated it. It advocated it. It's like if there was an organization that advocated child marriage. Disgusting. But it advocated it. And years ago, people would say they have to be banned. You have to ban them. I said, women, you have to ban them? No, we can't ban an idea. It's a despicable idea. They're doing it kind of the right way, if there is such a thing. There are people years ago who thought that NORML, National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, they thought that NORML was demented and criminal because it advocated marijuana use, and that was, blah, blah. So anyway, make a long story short, people went berserk. And this was 20, 30 years ago, I guess. And I'm saying it's an idea. It's a thought. You can't have the thought police. You can't ban somebody for thinking about saying something. You might think it's despicable, whereupon it is your right to say that kind of thinking or that particular type of legislation, should it ever be allowed to occur, is ridiculous and awful and terrible. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So the question that we have to ask ourselves now is, what's changed? If somebody wants to go and stand in front of their law school, on the steps of their law school, and scream that Israel is an apartheid state, that it's genocide, that whatever it is, or uses expressions like death to whatever it is, that is not under the Brandenburg definition, um, likely to incite, but might be a bit excessive, but still within the framework. Why should they not be allowed to say that? By the same token, if you have people who said death to Hamas, should they be able to say that? Well, of course. Why? Well, that's a terrorist organization. Yeah, but they think Israel's a terrorist organization. Yeah, well, they're wrong. Well, they're not. I mean, so in America, you let everybody speak. I can't believe what we're saying. Doesn't matter what I think. Say it. Say whatever you want. If people believe that there's no such thing as sex or gender, you should be able to say so. If you want to be a trans, say so. If you want to be, it does not matter. How many times, how many ways, how many ways or forms of saying this can I possibly say this? But in our country now, what they want to do is they want to destroy free speech, and they want to be able to say, you can't repopulate, redistribute, republish the alleged screed of Osama bin Laden in 2002 because it's horrible. And Sacha Baron Cohen and others are saying TikTok is the worst thing. No, TikTok didn't do this. Its users did this. And if they did use it, so what? What? So what? You can post the manifesto of the Unabomber. What's wrong with that? Well, that's different. Why is it different? Of course, it's different by definition, but But is it worse, less? What's the difference? Well, you can buy Mein Kampf on Amazon. Yeah, but that wait a minute, why is this different? I don't know. And the reason why is they act in a scrum. So Elon Musk and TikTok should be able to post whatever they want, anything. If you don't like it, turn it off. Or you could be like Piers Morgan and block me. Even though I've never had any communication with him whatsoever. I must have gotten under his skin or something, but I've never understood. That's a different story. They want to destroy the internet. They want to destroy the internet. I don't care what it is that you say. It's an idea. It's a thought. It's a fact. In 2002, I think it was The Guardian, whatever, they posted this, Osama bin Laden, allegedly, because I don't believe anything. Is it beyond the possibility that some intel agency did this? No, it's not. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. What are you talking about? Of course it's not beyond the realm of possibility. We had people who stood before the world. This woman, remember that? She said, they pulled the babies from the incubators. Never happened. Never happened. Never happened. And by the way, the reason why I think most people don't want to talk about 9/11 is I don't think people really want to get back into that because we could have a whole heck of a time talking about that. Ladies and gentlemen, the First Amendment, our freedom of speech, is under attack. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Most people here, I love you, don't really care one way or the other. Whatever. Or they'll say this, YouTube won't let me type in the word whatever. That's a big one. I tried to type in the word genocide and it won't let me do that. Okay. Well, how come they won't let me do that? That's been a big one. I tried to write in Israel. It won't let me do that. Okay. That hit a nerve. Well, do you have to write the word in Israel? Well, I don't know if I have to, but it's wrong. Okay, it's wrong. The level of how do we say this? The level of censorship, the likes of which you will never see ever again in your life. And you're going to have to ask yourself this question: Who would be the best? To deal with that? And the answer would be, of course, Trump. Trump would be the best. He would handle it the best. I think. I was listening to, by the way, when he, I have not heard him lately, but when he is on his meds, so to speak, there is nobody better. Alex Jones was doing an incredible screed against or regarding what's going on, and doing all this stuff. Okay, fine. And he said that Trump is great. However, Trump made a big mistake regarding the Trump made a big deal, a big mistake when it came to his what am I trying to say? His oh, for the love of God. They made a big deal when it came to the vaccine. Big mistake. Big mistake. He made a big mistake. Okay, really? Big mistake. Now, I've got news for you. And this is something that people don't want to talk about. But let me see if I can explain this to you, okay? Listen to me carefully. This is where politics and reality have nothing to do with it. Would you vote for somebody who made as his campaign platform? Would you vote for somebody who said, I want to reopen an investigation into 9/11 and find out really what happened and blah, blah, blah? Do you think, would you support a candidate who said that? Would you? Of course you would, because I know you. That would be the stupidest thing anybody's ever done. Is 9/11 truth? Of course it's important. It's a political kiss of death. Kiss it. Would you ever vote for somebody who wanted to ban, to basically make abortion impossible, if not illegal, everywhere, whenever possible in this country? You might. That's a political kiss of death. Kiss of death. Yeah, but it's human life. Kiss of death. Do you want to win or not? Do you want to win or not? I know how people think. Whenever Thanksgiving is coming up and people say, "Well, I got to have my turkey." Okay, fine. That's terrific. Well, I don't know. You have all this plant-based. Said, you see the Brussels sprouts? Plant-based. You see the green beans? Plant-based. You see the salad? Plant-based. You see the bread? Plant-based. You see this? Plant-based. You have all this rice and mushrooms and other stuff. You see all of these things, with the exception of butter and things that you have about 10 different. That's plant-based, but you don't see it that way because people have this focused hatred of either vegan, vegetarian, plant-based, and they call everything lab meat. Somebody said the other day, there are these hamburgers you can buy that are made out of black beans. I'm not a big fan, but you can buy it. They're black beans and oats, and they're kind of put together in this patty or whatever it is. It's not lab made. It's black beans. Black beans or rice or soy or whatever it is. And they say they call this, and they're getting the words wrong. There's no lab anything. So the reason why I bring that up, people get involved in these very impassioned arguments that are the political kiss of death. Now, let me ask you something. What's the next president to do regarding Israel? That's the tough one. If at all possible, my advice, say nothing. Say nothing. Try to see whether they've noticed you've said nothing. Try if they have noticed that you have said nothing. Because whatever side you are on, you are good luck. America still doesn't understand the notion of Israel and Hamas and Palestine. And so watch how did you hear Trudeau himself not mention the ceasefire? And by the way, I mentioned this last night. One of the best reviews of this so far was the words of, believe it or not, John Oliver. or his writers, whoever his writers were, they were absolutely terrific. Terrific. All right, that's all I'm going to tell you. Now, dear friends, let me tell you this right now. Make sure that you notice one thing. I have a private channel. On the private channel, you can write any words you want. You can comment on anything, and everything is going to go one day. Private channel, paywall, private, Substack. Everything is getting away from all of this, so that you can just stay away from it. They will clobber you. They will clobber you in a way that, well, they will clobber you. That's all I'm saying. They will clobber you. And eventually you're going to find yourself going someplace where you, and I predict there's going to be a resurgence. There's going to be a resurgence. There is going to be a move that is going to revitalize, reacquaint you with our folks, specifically Alex Jones and others. You are going to be, believe it or not, you are going to be, there's going to be an embrace. The pendulum is going to come back like a wrecking ball, and you're going to see people who were far more vituperative and loud and caustic and the like. And you're going to be seeing more of that, because right now, let me tell you something. If ever you thought that, how do I say this? If ever you thought that it was boring, I saw something the other day. This is very interesting. I really like him a lot. I think he's a good man, and he's always a very nice man. But I saw a piece from Mark Levin, and I just saw this in the YouTube rotation, interviewing Bibi Netanyahu. I don't even have to ask. I don't even have to watch. There's no nuance. I know exactly what I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but that's not what I find interesting. That's not what I find interesting. You see how even they're using that particular model, Mr. Prime Minister Bibi. The issue is not for you to try to maintain consonance with the Fox News group. It's to understand with the CNN group. Who are the people? How are you explaining your position? How are you doing it? They're not. So that's it, my friend. Let me thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Let me remind you, as I say to you, which is critical, please follow. Oh, remember, on February the 3rd, I'm going to be at the Cutting Room. You can go, everything I say, all of the links that you hear are available in my description section and the comment section. February 3rd, doors open at 6 at the Cutting Room in New York City. I promise you, it is the only it's not comedy, whatever that means. It is a little bit different. So please make sure you are a part of this. I ask you, I beseech, I entreat, I importune you. And also, very interestingly, how do I say this? Here we go. Please follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors, L-Y. It's L-Y-N-N-S _Warriors. Lynn's L-Y-N-N-S _Warriors. And on YouTube at Lynn's Warriors. Make sure you do that as well. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Remember, keep thinking, keep asking, trudge and forge ahead. Remember, Iraq, issue, rule, analysis, conclusion. Learn critical thinking. Learn how to ask. Don't react, but think. Think, evaluate, analyze, digest, synthesize, do all of that. Don't just react. Don't be patellar. Don't be obeisant to some kind of a reaction like this crowd source, or performance art stuff. There's no need for that. Have a great day. Don't forget, more videos coming up. Follow me at Lionel Media. This is my channel. That's the private one. You have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change me that sincerely. And comment, dear friends, as you see fit.